Hi, it's Laura at the Charleston Holistic Center. And today we're talking about the dichotomy of being rooted and grounded and flexible. So, why would we want to do this and how does it work? So, first off, rooted and grounded. So many of us spend a lot of time in our head. It's what we do. We spend a lot of time in our head and we're not really paying attention to what's going on in our body, and we're not very grounded. It's a very, very Western thing to not be particularly grounded. So being grounded is important. It's the basis for everything. One of the way you can be grounded is to go outside barefoot and literally be out in the grass, dirt, sand, soil, whatever you have. Heck, you can do it on concrete. It's fine. But this time of year, in a lot of the country, that's not the best thing to do. Um, it, Potential to frost here tonight, so elsewhere there's snow on the ground. So, you know, Europe, it's cold. Uh, yeah. So, what do you do instead? You can go out in your boots, your shoes, your whatever. Heck, you can stay inside. But you can pretend you're a tree and imagine growing roots out of your feet. So you stand up and you imagine growing roots out of your feet and you imagine growing them down into the earth. And then you imagine pulling energy from the earth. And then you imagine, and you do that when you breathe in, by the way, it works best that way. And then when you breathe out, you imagine dropping, jump, and you imagine yourself being that tree. That's one of the easiest ways to ground out. And it's really important in our hectic world. Because like I said, we spend so much time on our head. What about flexibility though? If you're grounded, how can you possibly be flexible? Well, that's actually the thing. If you're not grounded, you're not actually flexible, you just get blown over when life does something crazy. But if your energy is grounded, when life does something crazy, which inevitably it will at some point, if you're grounded, then you become flexible as opposed to just getting blown out of the way. So, grounding, super important. I do this every day, all the time, because it's really important because I spend so much time in my head. And I'm sure so many of you do too. So, do the grounding so that when things become weird, you can be flexible, not getting blown over. I've been blown over so many times because I forget my grounding. I try not to do that anymore. It just makes things so much easier. So think about it. Think about how you can be grounded, and that allows you to be flexible. I do it. You can too. Thank you, and namaste.